Miami, the city that keeps the roof blazing. Prep Baseball is about to back that up, taking the talents to South Beach for the All-American game on Saturday, September 14th at LoanDepot Park as the classes of 2025 and 2026 square off. Welcome into another Coffee and Curveballs. I'm Cory McCartney, and that's the Crockett to my Tub Shooter Hunt. Or maybe we should just be calling you Prep Baseball Mr. Worldwide, as the second edition of this event hits the 305. And I promise, Shooter, that's the last of Miami cliches for this episode.
You know what? You sound pretty good. We might have to get you a stage, DJ booth. You might be able to go to One Oak, whatever it may be down there in South Beach. I got my South Beach shirt on. I am all set to go. I can't wait to see this action.
As we turn our attention to Miami, what's the excitement level for you as you were putting together these rosters?
I think year two just as much fun, if not even more, because we have some returners coming back in this 25 crew that I would call it somewhat of an upset of the 24s last year. They got to protect their turf. They're the big dogs on campus. They want to get a W there. But these 26s, they're just coming in hungry. And I'm excited to just see the game action, the workout, maybe a little trash talking on the field, but obviously nonstop talent, coast to coast, just the elite players in the class who are eventually going to be some big league stars.
So let's go to the top of the class for the 2025s as the winners of the inaugural All-American game a year ago returned 10 players, including the number one player in the nation, Ethan Holiday, 10 others, Shooter, who are ranked number one in their respective states.
Yeah, really cool having guys like Ethan Holiday coming back, Billy Carlson, Seth Hernandez, Brady Ebel. But what I'm really looking forward to, a couple other guys in the top 10 who are on their way for the first time. Kids like Kason Cunningham, who's an absolute baller from San Antonio, can really go get it, committed to the University of Texas. He's about 5'9", compact strength, but he's that guy where he doesn't look the 6'4", but he steps on the field, he commands your attention. He finds a way to impact the game in all ways. He'll also be joined by one of my Pacific Northwest favorites out of the state of Washington, Xavier Nyans, big physical left-handed hitter. He, unlike Kaysen, looks the part in the box where he fills it out, has had a nice summer, showing off some power, third base, shortstop. He also will hop on the mound. He's one of the better pitchers in the class as well. Won't do that probably in Miami, but he will definitely impact workout day and then hopefully a gameplay as well.
Not to be outdone, the 2026s are literally bringing the top of the class to Miami. The numbers 1 through 3 players in the nation, Jacob Lombard, Grady Emerson, Gio Rojas, among 10 players that are sitting atop their state rankings.
Yeah, these 2026s are outstanding. Just young bucks growing, but an awesome summer seeing all these guys put on a show. But you talk about a guy like Jacob Lombard, who's from Miami, gets to play at the Marlins Park in front of his family and friends, puts on a show there. It's really cool for the number one player in the 2026 class. A true shortstop who can really go get it with a high ceiling. Grady Emerson, just a professional hitter. Even as early as his junior year, you can just see it. When he stands in the box, he commands the strike zone, can bring the ball to all sides. Also looks the part of shortstop right now, left-handed hitter from the Dallas area. And then Gio Rojas, top left-hander, top arm in the class, really good athlete. I think he would have a chance to be a day one guy as early as this year in 2024. He's going to get the nod. He's starting the game off for these 2026s. He's going to set the tone for those guys. 1 through 9, the pitchers all look great for this crew. The position players look great, and they're looking to get a dub against these 2025s.
And if those are the household names, let's look at the guys that are poised to join those ranks and use the All-American game as the vehicle to get there. So who is ready for their close-ups among the 2025s? Look no further than Jaden Fauske, the second-ranked catcher in the nation out of Illinois, and New York's number one player and Duke commit, two-way Justice DeYoung.
Yeah, if you look back to last year, guys like Dason Hill went on to make considerable 7 figures. Griffin Burkholder kind of showed up a little under the radar, exploded. Jaden Fauske had a great summer. I think he's one of the best hitters in this class, can really handle the barrel, covers the plate. There's power. He's hard-nosed, blue-collar type kid who just gets after, and it's a sweet left-handed stroke. I think he's got a huge chance over the next year to rise. And then Justice DeYoung, who kind of got started a little bit later this summer, is one of the top right-handers on the bump. Really elevated in our 2025 rankings that released recently. Really good athlete who's a true two-way talent at Duke. He might even be a hitter in the long run. It's something that you can't project when you have a guy like that, like him, who's just so athletic and just a competitive winner. But it really looks the part in the bump. He's committed to Duke, right-hander from Poly Prep in Brooklyn. Outstanding talent. Really excited to see what both of them can do in Miami.
As for the 2026s, look no further than Texas two-way Cole Kenninger, a Future Games alumni with a near triple-digit exit velo and a fastball into the 90s, and Anthony Del Angel, New Mexico's top-ranked player, who brings one of the most unique setups you'll see at the plate, and it produces some electric bat speed.
To say the least with Del Angel with that. But honestly, you said it, freak athletes. Both Kinninger and Del Angel are guys who just test through the roofs. Their metrics are outstanding. They're really good athletes. They can run. You bet on those aggressive athletes. They got some aptitude. Kinninger's also in the low 90s in the bump. It's a big explosive arm talent there. Looks the part at shortstop. When he steps on the field, you immediately go to him. It's alluring. And Del Angel's the same way. And the entire summer for him, where it's more of a funkier setup, if you see it for the first time, you're like, is this going to work? And then you see it over and over again, and he does nothing but hit. And it's a kid who goes out in the field, plays hard at all times, and you just want to bet on those guys. Really excited to see what both of them bring to the workout day, but also over to gameplay, and honestly to the next 20 plus months, because those guys are going to have quite the ride. Scouts are going to really enjoy following them.
So let's talk superlative shooter. I'm going to throw the category out at you, and you tell me who's getting the nod. Highest velo on the mound.
I'll go Landon Harmon, right-hander from the state of Mississippi. He's been bringing heat everywhere he stopped this summer, and I don't think he's going to slow down.
Top exit velo.
Ooh, this is going to be the hot take of the week. James Tronstein, Harvard Westlake. He's just a 2026. He's about 5'11-ish, maybe. We'll give you 6 foot. We'll see what he measures in there. About a $140 soaking wet, and it is just absolute explosion in the hands and the barrel. I think he's got a chance to be at the top.
Max distance.
You know what? I'm really betting on Braden Jackson. Was a huge riser this summer. I think he's got a chance to really hit, and it's the effortless ease to the power that comes with him. I think he's going to be the max distance winner.
Finally, breaking ball spin.
Oh, come on. It's in your backyard. Reed Worley. Let's see how high he can rip those things off. Spin wins.
Yeah, I sat down with Reed to talk about that slider and the way he's learned to pitch off it, and has just made it even more devastating. A lot of love for the 2025s there. And speaking of that, it was Wake Forest commit Josh Hammond that left last year's All-American game in Milwaukee's American Family Field as MVP after an inning that saw him strike out the side, then go out and deliver an RBI double. So take heed 2026s, because the top-ranked player in North Carolina is back. And Shooter, he is well positioned to live up to those heroics yet again.
You know what? And it's always a little bit easier if you get a chance to hit end of pitch. You get that Ohtani action out there. But I mean, shoot, he might be slamming the door in the 9th on another win for the 2025s, ripping off hammers nonstop, just trying to break some bats. Probably after he hits a double or two. Josh Hammond's been outstanding to watch. And what I love most about him is his competitive edge, the drive to go out there, singular focus on absolutely dominating and winning. I'm excited to see what Josh Hammond can bring there. If nothing else, we know he's going to go out there and give it his all. So really, really excited to see what he brings to Miami.
I know you're on the road, so you probably didn't get the crystal ball that I had shipped out to you in Oregon, but it's now gut check time. So, Shooter, who wins and who's going to be this year's MVP?
You know what? 2026s are going to take it. I'm gonna go with that. I'm sending a message to those 25s right now. They better be ready to go, because the 26s are going to bring it. And how can I not go? Let's go Gio Rojas, setting the tone early. Local guy from Florida. He's going to be the MVP.
All right, I'm going to go 2025s, and a couple of names I'm going to throw out there for MVP. Seth Hernandez, 2025's #2 player, has the ability to impact the game on both sides of the ball like Hammond a year ago. And Danny Wallace, who already has a Future Games MVP on his mantle, and he could be the first player to hold both.
I like that. I like that, Cory. We'll see.
All right, the clock is ticking, so Shooter, pack those pastel shirts and white suits. And until next time, I'm Cory McCartney. That's Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you in Miami.